Welcome to another episode of Piccadilly Talks. I'm your host, Angelique Virtue. Today, we'll be having a conversation with Dr. Nadine Barrett-Maitland. She's a senior lecturer at the University of Technology, and her areas of specialization are wide and varied. And she makes the ideal candidate to have this conversation about artificial intelligence and how it intersects and at times could interfere with how we live out our lives and our careers, particularly how it might have an impact in innovation and education. Dr. Maitland, good day.
Good day, ma'am.
I am very excited to have this conversation with you because artificial intelligence in education and in innovation, it's such a wide field to consider. As a senior lecturer with your background in computer science or computing and information technology, and with the background in computer science, how is computer science different today, for example, and the things we have to consider in computer science, than say 15 years ago? What are the major differences that you think the advance in technology has caused in how persons approach that subject area?
Well, today computer science is different from, let us say, 15, 20 years ago.
Yes.
20 years ago, we did not have careers in fields like cybersecurity. Mm-hmm. There was artificial intelligence, but it was not that, I mean, all over the world, all over the place. Data analytics, social media practitioners, and
Yes.
things like that. So over the past 10 years, we have seen various areas emerging.
Yes, an evolution of computer
Yes,
science.
of computer science. And computer science is the base. And like I always say, when you have a good foundation, you can build on it. Today, for persons pursuing a degree in computer science, they must pay attention to the new trends, artificial intelligence, the various different fields that entails,
Yes.
and what they need to do, because today, computers are doing some things for you.
Many
So
things.
the things that you need to focus on are critical thinking, problem solving, and how do we vary what we are doing. So for example, if we are doing nursing,
Yes.
today we have virtual nurses and AI-generated prescriptions. So what would you teach a nurse coming into
I would like
universities?
you to tell us the answer to that question. That is a question I have, Dr. Maitland. If the nurses, tell us, what should we now teach a nurse differently today compared to 15 years ago?
So nurses now,
Yes.
they can focus on the more difficult things. Managing, they can have more hands-on in the hospital. They can let go of administrative things. So, AI systems
Yes.
can manage repetitive tasks that we can program them to do.
Yes.
Right? So we can have AI-generated prescriptions. Yes. We can have people taking care of the
data entry, the record keeping.
Right. And then nurses can now focus on
patient. Looking at the nuances in the medical history, having that time to.
As a matter of fact, AI can identify nuances in the medical history, and it can alert the doctors that there are some things, there are some deviations, and so on. In computer science, we are now seeing data analytics, we are marketing companies, and as a matter of fact, all businesses today are trying to invest in systems that are able to allow them to master or to stay ahead of the game. Right? So
So
Here
let's
we
move
are.
from nurses who now have more time to practically support and care for the patient
Patients.
because so much of that other kind of work is taken care of by artificial intelligence, to speak specifically to people who are studying marketing. Because in another interview, we spoke very extensively to the creative arts and the videographers and camera men. And so let us talk now about the marketers. How does that field, you think, have to now begin to change how they produce professionals in a way that is different from how they used to do it before?
Yes, because you now have data analytics that can inform them about what are the different trends that are happening worldwide.
So market research, which was a big thing,
right?
in
We
the
can now
field,
give it to AI.
give that over to AI.
Right?
Wow.
And then the marketers have to now pay attention to how can I differentiate what I'm doing? How can I be different from my competitor?
So somebody who says,
They can-
I'm an analyst and I'm excellent at finding trends, you're not for 2025.
AI is more
AI is better
accurate.
than you.
Yes.
So now
yes.
that person has to shift and say, I can identify unique approaches that set you apart from your competitor.
From your competitor.
That is how the emerging marketer needs to think.
Yes. Now for journalism.
Oh, you are on a roll. Yes, Dr. Maitland. We want to touch as many sectors because what we want from this conversation is for persons who are doing their certifications at the OEC, persons who are doing their CXC subjects and looking to go into tertiary institutions to understand that their approach for hiring possibilities need to be a little different.
Yes.
So let's talk about the journalists.
So preparing a journalist. So universities and colleges and certification institutions,
Yes.
they need to stay alert.
All right.
And remain flexible. Because gone are the days that journalists may need to run up and down to get information. It is at their fingertips. Social media, cameras everywhere, and things like that. However, they may need to be more critical in how they analyze
The information.
the information. They also need to be more detailed and pay attention to what they are doing and things like that.
So they're not using their time now to physically chase a story, which was once a big part of journalism.
Yes.
Going on the road, doing your beat,
Yes, right.
investigating, going to this place, that place. You're saying AI can do that.
Yes.
And so now you need to
can
free up your
focus
space on critically assessing the information that's available to write an authentic story.
Thank you. And also pay attention to the nuances that may come in the news feed that you get, and be alert and understand what you need to do for you to still produce an authentic and accurate story.
What I'm getting from these three examples, Dr. Maitland, is that AI will take care of the repetitive, rudimentary part of many of our jobs and some jobs in industries altogether.
Right.
But that it is not a case where we are eliminating persons. We are eliminating certain tasks from our human experience and are now saying the opportunity is there for you now to do more complex, more human-specific kind of tasks. Am I?
Yes, you are. And I'm glad you
getting it
went
right?
there.
Yes.
Because there's a school of thought that people think that AI will replace them.
Yes.
But AI is a tool in your hand that should be used to enhance your job. Innovation comes from human beings.
That's correct.
Innovation is the human part of it. Like you say, the AI will do the things that it is programmed to do. And the repetitive aspect of it, they can take care of that. But don't forget that innovation comes from human beings and not the computers.
I think that's a statement for all the concerned persons to hold on to, because a lack of knowledge has caused fear.
A lot of fear.
A lot of fear.
Yes.
But if we remember how AI acts, it is from our instruction.
Yes.
And it only acts insofar as we create and innovate in order to feed to feed the data demands. Now, I want to touch a bit now on virtual reality driven by VR, by AI, as well as augmented reality. So VR and AR, and how they can transform now learning environments. So now we're in the classroom, Dr. Barrett-Maitland, and AR and VR, driven by AI, has a place and a space. What are some of the emerging trends that you would have been able to observe that we need to pay attention to?
Now, there is a reemergence, like AI.
Yes.
There's a reemergence of something that we call experiential learning.
Talk about it.
Now, VR
Yes.
and AR allows that to happen. So the things that you can use the VR technology and do, you would not be able to do it in a physical lab.
All right.
You will not be able to do it in a physical lab, so you can make mistakes. It allows you to learn by practice, by participating, right? So you can try and experiment in a VR and an AR lab when compared to if you're in a physical lab and you try some things, the place may blow up. So people are allowed to make errors, correct, learn, and things like that. So the VR actually captures the thing and change it into a virtual space, while the AR brings together the physical and the virtual. So your very phone, you can download an app, an AR app, that can actually be placed using the right technology.
Yes.
And you can actually see that heart coming out, like enhanced,
Stop it.
and see the beat of the heart and how it is working.
That is in the future we're thinking.
No, right now. So therefore,
No, you see, Dr. Barrett-Maitland saying the things fast. You are telling me that the people who need to look at the heart, they don't have to open it up to look at it.
No, the students who are actually
The students who need to
studying,
learn
no.
and study the heart.
Yes.
They don't longer need to go to the cadavers at the morgue.
No.
They can now see the live heart pumping.
Right.
See how the blood flows through the chambers. And understand the workings of the heart in what field in real time.
Yes.
But because it is augmented, they can make an error.
Yes.
And learn
from that
error
error
that they made. Learn from that error without endangering
anything.
an actual patient.
And you can pull things apart. So, for example, you see a demonstration that they use AR and VR, that you can pull the skull, pull things apart and see how it is attached, and how you can use different chemicals on certain surfaces, and what the reaction would be.
For aviation as well.
Yes.
You
As
fly
a
the
matter of
plane,
fact,
you
you
crash
can
the
fly the
plane, nobody not dead, but you understand, oh, the engine failure was this. Take the engine apart, we say, oh, well, that bolt was loose, so we're not going to do that in a real life. And so it's cost saving, because then now, instead of having to accumulate miles of flying, which is still a part of the requirement, you can have those additional experiences as you prepare to take on that something.
Additionally, there is this concept coming to the core now, where we say, you can use the internet to get knowledge, but you can have the internet of skills. So persons who can do certain things. So in online and remote learning, somebody can be anywhere. The person can be anywhere in the world, and they can teach you to do things in the convenience of your own home through the use of these technologies.
So all that is taking is just two persons having a video camera, but because of or is it that you're saying this is augmented or virtual?
Augmented and virtual reality allows you to do that. You just need the proper tools and you'll be able to do it. As a matter of fact, the AR, the iPhone, you can use the iPhone camera. You can download an app, an AR app, and use your very iPhone camera. I'm an iPhone person. So right? But I'm assuming Android and the others would also have it, that you can use it to magnify. So the technology now would magnify the thing that you would be using and doing and so on. That is why you can magnify, for example, the heart, the lung, any part of the body or anything that you're doing, so you can actually make your mistakes, learn by your error, and so on. So that facilitates experiential learning. AI can also tailor lessons for you. So lessons, everyone learn differently.
No, but in Jamaica, we're not doing that in Jamaica, and we don't intend to do that. What you are saying as a Jamaican educator in Jamaica is that is something that we need to pay attention to, the
Yes.
use of AI in the delivery of strategy and
Yes,
lessons
and
in our
learning.
schools.
Yes, my major project group just finished a project that looked at using AI to teach,
Yes.
so to enhance experiential learning.
But the
so
teachers are afraid
mistake.
that the AI going to replace them, Dr. Maitland. So you're not speaking on behalf of your colleagues.
So you may learn a particular way. You may have a particular learning style.
Yes.
And it can identify your learning style, and it can
Yes.
develop exercises for you. You remember now you can have a chatbot that's there 24/7. Teacher, go to bed to sleep.
Yes.
It can break down certain concepts for you. And we also have artificial intelligence systems that can help you to go step by step through that math problem, line by line. It is said that it allows it to think, but I'm saying quote unquote think, right?
Yes.
And it helps the student to understand the things that teacher may have, tried to.
Or move too
impart with
quickly
them.
past in the day.
Exactly.
Helps them.
And it can also help teachers.
Yes,
To
in how to
also
deliver.
how to deliver, generate exercises, help them to mark questions, help them to do lesson plans, support them in, tailor. One of the things, though, that we need to pay attention to, because a lot of these systems are built in the US, we must make sure that we look at what was created and ensure that it is to our context. So, for example, the CXC syllabus,
Correct, yes.
we must make sure that it is but it can give them ideas. You have AI system that can help you when you're writing, help you to generate new ideas while writing and things like that.
So you are saying, because this is an important, what would you call it, juncture in education in Jamaica, that there are certainly risks because there is change.
Yes.
But that this is something that teachers need to be embracing as they consider the future of education and the delivery of lessons?
Yes, yeah, definitely. And one other thing that's affecting us is the migration of teachers.
Yes.
So teachers are overworked. Now, many teachers used to spend Sunday evening writing lessons plan from evening until night and so on. So if we can find a tool that can support that effort.
Give them back some time.
And they can spend time to pay attention to more tailoring lessons and plans as it relates to specific needs of their students.
That would be what we call revolutionizing the education system, or what the Ministry of Education is actually referring to as transforming education. Yes. It seems that it cannot truly happen if we are truly serious about preparing for the future unless we consider utilizing AI, because, as you say, the time it would take to do that task, the teacher now gives herself or himself more time for to research, to contextualize,
exactly.
to particularize for a particular 2 or 3 students who they may realize need some extra care, because AI would have taken care of some of the other pedestrian repetitive tasks.
Yes.
So it's not something for our teachers to fear.
No.
It is a tool to be embraced.
Indeed, I have been speaking to teachers.
Yes.
And I realize that there are many persons who are fearful.
Yes.
And we need to understand that this is a change. And it's something that requires a shift in our thinking and our approach. But no change is easy. So therefore, the more we can talk about it, raise awareness, implement it in small pieces until we reach to where we would really want to go.
That's a good part or a good point to ask you, as you said, the more we engage, what can those teachers do, or a student who is thinking about their future, what can they do to update and adapt as the AI continues its unending march and gets better and better month by month? What do teachers who, they've moved past the fear and they're seeking to adjust and to respond, what are some of the simple things that they can do to be able to respond?
So just download things like ChatGTP. Search, look at the trends, how they are changing. You can search, you can go on YouTube and see what are the most recent
So
AI
engage with the
tools.
content,
Yes.
download the
And look at
applications.
it and look at how could I apply this in my domain to enhance what I am doing. You can start with something as simple, because sometimes you have just some trial versions. Start with the trial versions, see how it works, and then you may want to,
Go
do a
further.
small subscription, but try it.
Try
Don't
it.
shy away from it and don't be fearful. Just try it and do new things. Pay attention to what is happening and try to change the way we do things. Our approach must change. This is the 21st century. We have digital natives. I mean, you're teaching and they'll tell you that, Miss, do this. Why don't you try this, Miss? Right?
Because they were born with access to a particular method that our teachers, frankly, were not no fault of the student or the teacher. It is just the times that we live in. As you talk about now, how the students have been brought up, just, born into a space that is now so largely digital. COVID-19 introduced forcefully the effectiveness or the option of remote learning that our students, for better or worse, could receive lessons at their homes or other spaces that were outside of the classroom while the teacher delivered those lessons. How do you think AI plays a role in that space currently, or are there any developments on the horizon that we need to begin to consider, seeing that remote learning isn't going anywhere?
Yes, there's a concept we call the Metaverse.
Oh, Lord.
Where, for example, an expert can be in Europe and you're performing a surgery in Jamaica, and that expert can be a part of that surgery team.
You see, Dr. Maitland says the very big things in very simple ways, and if you follow her, she moves past it, because I don't know what that means. What do you mean? What do you mean the person is in the metaverse or in real life?
Through metaverse technology, they can participate in what is happening.
Explain.
So you have an expert. You see, first time you used to have to fly from here to go to Germany to do this and whatever.
Yes.
We can have an expert.
Yes.
In Germany.
Yes.
In a particular
environment.
Right. So they have the technology and we have it here.
All right.
At the UWI. And there's a surgery that should take place.
All
and
right.
The person is on the table.
Yes.
That expert can zoom into the meeting, can actually come into the meeting.
Yes.
And they can actually participate as a part of the operating team. So people are using the metaverse to buy things and to send it. So you actually go into the space and you're actually touching and the look and feel of what is happening.
So it's almost
there.
like you
You're
are
there.
inside of the virtual reality.
You're there.
You are inside of the augmented reality, but
yes.
you are there in the space.
A lot of tourism.
So you're not just observing.
Right.
You're
actually participating. Now, remote, I just spoke about the Internet of Skills.
Yes, ma'am.
So that is what I'm talking about, where we say you can actually learn to do things that I know I can actually teach you from a remote location how to complete things, skills, etc.
Well, Dr. Maitland, Dr. Nadine Barrett-Maitland, from the metaverse to remote learning to artificial intelligence for journalists and marketers. It is such a broad conversation, but we're happy that you would have been able to touch on those points as it relates to innovation and how we need to begin to think differently as we prepare for the future. Thank you so much for sitting with us for season 3 of Piccadilly Talks.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
It was our pleasure. Dr. Nadine Barrett-Maitland is a senior lecturer in the School of Computing and Information Technology at the University of Technology, Jamaica. She has her master's and doctoral degrees in computer science from the University of the West Indies. We thank her for joining us for season 3. I'm your host, Angelique Virtue. Until next time.